There's a reason why Germany's Dorothee Schneider is called the champion maker. She's brought numerous horses up from youngsters to Grand Prix mounts, and she's had more than 400 FEI level victories. She's also beautiful, very stylish, and delightful to chat with. I'm one of your hosts, Lindsay Paulson, and in this episode of the Dressage Today podcast, we managed to snag Dorothee at the New England Dressage Association Symposium for a quick chat to learn more about her life, background, and training philosophies. Before we dive in, here's some background about Dorothee. She is a two-time Olympian with countless victories at the international levels. She was born into the equestrian world, as her father Hans Eberhard Schneider was a Trakehner breeder, stallion owner, and Grand Prix judge. Originally, she had thought of becoming a veterinarian and riding part-time, but she diverted from the plan to become a professional rider. She remained on her family farm and then studied finance, working as a bank clerk to develop a sense for business. In 2002, she established herself at her own farm southwest of Frankfurt. Schneider did not have access to abundant financial resources, so she climbed the ranks of dressage by creating her own Grand Prix horses, earning herself the nickname of Champion Maker. Today, Schneider's facility has 50 stalls, and she currently rides 10 or more horses per day. She claimed medals at the 2012 London Olympics, the 2016 Rio de Janeiro Olympics, and earned the team gold medal at the 2018 World Equestrian Games in Tryon, North Carolina. At the 2019 European Championships, she became the sixth rider in history to score above a 90%. She was also recently awarded the prestigious title of Riding Master by the German Federation and is the 35th rider in history to receive this honor. Since she competes most weekends out of the year, this was a rare opportunity to learn more about her. We hope you enjoy our conversation.
Hey there, I'm Jennifer Malachi.
And I'm Lindsay Paulson.
We're the hosts of the Dressage Today podcast, where you can find us talking about anything and everything dressage related.
Our conversations span the world of dressage, from leading riders to local level dressage heroes.
We're talking training advice, horse care tips, and stories to inspire your own dressage journey.
Tune in, then tack up. Okay, Dorothee, thank you so much for joining us today. It's a real pleasure to be able to speak with you and learn from you, of course, throughout the whole weekend. So we see your name in the headlines. We see you perform on the international stage. What is a typical day in the life of Dorothee Schneider like? What's your usual routine? What's a normal day like for you?
Okay, I'm standing up very motivated every morning at 6:30. We begin to work in my stable. And then at first I'm going to prepare the ground in the inside arena. And then I start around about 7 o'clock to ride the horses with my team together. And after 10 to 12 to 14 horses, it depends on the day. Riding, I'm coming back to my office and make some things in the office, or some days I have students to make training with my students, and sometimes also every personal belongings like a physio perhaps, and that is my day. And then in the evening I hope my husband comes home and we have a dinner together.
How would you describe yourself as a rider and your system of training? Of course, we've heard a lot about your system of training throughout the weekend, but particularly for the people who weren't able to join us.
Yes, it's a big question. I think I'm a very soft rider with a first target to have the horse, every individual horse, a picture from that, an impression from that horse, that I can manage the surrounding for every individual horse. I want to have a good mental situation. I want to have a good health situation for the horse. I want to have a motivated horse, and I try to ask every day to the horse, how is the situation? Can we do it together? And how can I support the horse? You have to look at the construction from the horse and the possibilities, and then I try to support the horses in the movement and to give them the motivation to prepare the body from the horse to be prepared for the difficult things we have to do, we have to learn. And every day with the thinking about the horse, that the horse is happy and is able to do the things with me together, and able to do this also with a good prepared body. And then we have also the good mental situation and a very motivated and happy horse.
So I know you grew up in a horse family, and your father rode up to the advanced level and bred trainers. And although your father was a professional in the industry, I know you've said in the past that you had to fight for lessons with him because he was always so busy. How did that affect your development as a rider?
I think my family helped me very much to get a good rider. At first, my father, because he gave me the first red line for riding, the feeling for the horses, and every time the theme was that the horse is the number one, and I had directly the horse virus, and I want to be together with horses, and my parents support me very much, and also my father helped me to find the first points on riding, and then I took the way, and we have self-breeding horses, and I have the chance to go to competitions and to develop myself every time, also with a helping from my parents, but they are farmers and they are not even in time to look every day on me, but I try to do it by myself. I'm stealing very much with my eyes to other riders, and we are going together to competitions. And when I was small, there was directly the motivation to start, yes, for Germany when I was older, and I have every time the target to develop myself, to improve myself, and after that, riding with different trainers when I have the time for that, and then develop my own style, I think, and try to improve myself every day and give the horses a feeling that we are together on a good way. And now I'm very happy to give this philosophy also to my students, because the number one is the feeling from the horse, and that the horse feels that it's a way to go together, and that then I'm very happy to give that to the other students. In addition to your father and your family members, which riders and trainers have influenced you the most over your life? Is there someone who's been your greatest mentor? Yeah, first of all, my father, because he helped me at the beginning, and also when I develop myself, he every time has a look on me, and on our horses. We breed the horse by ourselves, and I presented the horses then on competition and learn every day to do it better and better. And then after that, the last 10 years, I would say, I learned very much from Monika Teodorescu and Johnny Hilbert and Holger Schmetzer, and to file on the own style, to getting better and better, to improve every day for myself, and looking at first to improve myself, and then I can give it to the horses, and that's the target every day.
What is the best piece of dressage training advice ever given to you?
It's to ask yourself if you're on the right way at first, and then you look to the horse, that also surrounding is good, and then that things comes together. But I think you only can improve when you look to yourself. The horse, the faults come by the human beings, the mistakes, and not from the horse. So you have to ask yourself if you're on the right way, and then help the horse to manage their own body, and then and that is, in my opinion, a very, very big target every day to do that.
So you've had a great, incredibly successful competitive career so far. Is there one memory that really stands out to you as being very special?
Yes, there are very much success, but that's one point. But I think the biggest part was for me to come back this year with Showtime to the international sport. It was amazing what you did in Aachen, and yes, I have my years are going higher and higher because the feeling was so amazing with him, and that's the point. I never forgot this feeling.
So speaking of competitions, what can you be found doing the night before a major competition to prepare? Are you like the kind of rider who likes to be by yourself? Do you like to relax with your family? Do you party with your friends? What is your mental preparation?
I think not the party. I think I have a calm evening with my family or with my husband, perhaps in a light dinner before, and then to relaxing. And the next day, I try to spend time with the horse in front of the test. I want to concentrate me on the things which coming. I look that there's all in the stable without stress, and then I prepare myself. I'm going to look a video, the last test with this horse. I try to come back to the test and to think about what I have to do in which situation. And to think about the last days, how the training was, and to come together with the horse in this moment perfectly. In the stable before, I tried to have stressless situation with with the horse and with a groom, and then the horse getting preparated, and I get him one piece of apple before the double comes, that the feeling is good, the horse is happy, and then we going together and walk 10 to 20 minutes before and start a warm up very slowly and concentrated, and I'm able to have the natural motivation in the movements for the horse going in the test, and enough power, and to give to the horse a sure situation that he feels that he's able to do it with me together. That's the preparation.
We all know that Germany is a medal machine on the international stage. Do you feel a lot of pressure when everyone expects Germany to win? And if so, how do you deal with it?
I think the way to choose for Germany is very difficult. It's very difficult to come in the team under the best 3 or 4 riders. And you have, before you have very much good tests to get selected. So when you're in the team, yes, there is pressure, but I think you can be sure that the selecting is good, and we did before very good things, and then we are going to the team, and the pressure is there, but I think I am able to fix the moment, to focus on the moment, to enjoy also the test, also when it's a team test, and I think then the test is getting very good when you can be relaxed. Yes, there's pressure, but we can also relax and enjoy.
We know that dressage is a lifelong study, and it's a sport that we never truly perfect. What are some things that you still struggle with as a rider? What are the biggest challenges that you face in your own riding?
As I say it again, that it's very important to look to yourself. Much riders look at first the quality of the horses and what mistakes make the horses, and it's very, very important for me to say to the riders, look at first to yourself, try to improve yourself, and then you can improve the horses. The riders are not perfect. The horses can be not perfect. So we have to do to look around that we make a perfect situation for the horses and the riders, and then they can improve both and come together. But the important point is to ask yourself, are you on the right way? And that's very important.
Can you describe your ideal horse for me? It could be a horse that you currently ride. It could be one from the past, or maybe it's one that doesn't even exist.
I think the horses are not perfect. They all have also problems and high moments, good moments. The best horse for me in the moment, or the perfect horse, Showtime is nearly the perfect horse because he's very, very good in his character and very concentrated and motivated and very well constructed for our sport, and so near to my person. I think it's very important for the rider to be very near with the horses, also in inside from the heart. And Showtime is perfect in this job. He is motivated. He is a sportler, but also very fine in his character. And I loved this horse.
Let's talk about your life outside of horses. Do you have other interests outside of horses? What do you like to do when you aren't at the barn?
In the moment, I have not so much time because we are very much on competitions. We have 35 competitions a weekend a year, and also at home, my stable with 14 employers, motivated employers, and 50 horses to manage. So there's not so much time to go around in the world, but yes, want to be with my husband at home. I want to make a little bit sport outside. I travel with him, and yes, but only in the small timetable we have. And yes, when I'm outside reading a book and coming down a little bit, and try to have my own body in a perfect situation to make physio and these things. But for the other things, I have to wait a little bit when I have more time.
So for big fans of Dorothee, the people who follow you and follow all the things that you do as you compete, what is something that your fans might be surprised to learn about you? What's something that people don't know about Dorothee that you're comfortable with sharing? Dorothee Schneider has no surprises. That's okay. So the last question, I know we were going to try to ask something about your experience at NIDA. This is your first time teaching a clinic in the United States. Can you just tell me how the experience has been and maybe what's been unique about giving this clinic here in South Hadley, Massachusetts?
I am very glad to be here and very proud to do this symposium for the NIDA, because it's amazing what they get happened with the sponsors and the volunteers. And yes, now I have a look on the riding from the US riders. When we're riding international, they are all good on the horse with a good feeling, and also be good enough to have also single medals. And when I come now the first time to US, I'm very impressed how the riding is, and I think the riders get directly a good feeling for the tips and the information I have for them, and I have the feeling that they support the horses very much and improve very fast. And yes, it's a fun for me to be here and to give my philosophy to the riders.
Well, thank you again so much for joining us here in the United States and making time for just our little interview here. So we really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Dorothee.
You're welcome.
To learn more about Dorothee Schneider, check out our article on tips we took from her symposium in Practical Horseman's Winter 2019 issue and on dressagetoday.com. You can also study a bloodline analysis of one of her top horses, Hanoverian Showtime FRH, on dressagetoday.com. And if you weren't able to watch Dorothy's symposium in person, you can watch videos from the event at dressagetodayonline.com. We'd also like to say a special thank you to the New England Dressage Association for making this learning opportunity possible.
Thanks for listening to the Dressage Today podcast. You can learn more from Dressage Today and read in-depth training articles at dressagetoday.com, or you can visit our new on-demand video site. And for daily dressage training tips and advice, give us a follow on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. Happy riding! The Dressage Today podcast is a production of the Equine Podcast Network, an entity of Active Interest Media and the Equine Network.